right, so we're going to start off with just getting to know me, and we'll get to know about the class, and then hopefully we'll start some notes. I am going to do a recap of what I think is important from chapter 1, but we're not doing any chapter 1 homework. We're going to start homework in chapter 2. And I'm going to say this at the end of the review part, but if these review ideas don't look familiar, that's okay. It's the goal to learn what's in chapter 2 over to chapter 5. If you're not comfortable with stuff in chapter 1, that's all right. Maybe you'll do that another time in another class. Anyway, so my name is Cassandra Walker. My nickname is Cassie, or you can call me Professor Walker. I plan to record our Zoom meetings and put them in Canvas according to like the weekly modules. We meet online for the first 2 weeks, and after that we'll meet on campus, but on Tuesdays we're going to still meet online. So I'm gonna ask a few people to mute just so I can stay focused, but of course you can.
Wait. Oh, sorry. Hello. So on every other day we meet face to face, but on Tuesday we meet online, right?
Yes.
Okay, just gotta make sure. Good, thank you.
Of course, there are no dumb questions, and I've gotten a lot of good questions today, so keep them coming. If you have any ideas, please share them. Okay, so again, I'm going to ask to mute, but unmute at any time if you have a question. All right, back to me. And when we meet in person, we're going to take a day to get to know each other, and then also so I can get to know you and connect the name to the face. And if you have a nickname, let me know, or if I mispronounce your name, we'll get there. For now, I've been teaching at Sac State for a few years, math and statistics. I've taught Math 30 before, and that was on Zoom. So I'll share that with you later if you want to watch my old recordings. It's pretty much the same notes. I'm just going to tweak it a little and add more examples and more details. So if for some reason you miss class or don't understand the notes I went over, there's a similar but different version on YouTube. I got my degree from Sac State. I got a master's in math, not a doctorate. They only have a master's program, so I'm not Dr. Walker, it's Professor Walker. I really like my nickname Cassie, but I know that's kind of weird, so Walker works.
Would you like us to call you Cassie or not?
I like it, yeah. When I hear Cassie, I'm like, yeah. When I hear Walker, I'm kind of like, who are you talking to? But it makes me feel happy when I hear that one. So I like that one. I was a tutor at Sac State, and I also was a tutor at Sierra College. So I started school at Sierra College, and that's where I started my math journey. I took Math 30 at Sierra, and I just fell in love with the topic, and that's when I chose to be a math teacher, was taking this class. So I think it's going to be fun, but still it's not necessarily easy. Anyway, so I grew up in Nevada County, and back when we meet face to face, I'm going to have to commute, but it's worth it. And I like to crochet. I made this beanie. I like to make beanies. I have a few cats, and I've started learning jujitsu recently with my partner. So let's see. Let's go over. Oh, thank you. Yeah, if you want a beanie, I have some on Etsy, or if you want to talk to me, I might have free time this semester. I can make one just for fun, depending on what you're asking for. Okay, so let's do the syllabus now. So I'm in Canvas. If someone can please share that they see the Canvas page in the chat, I'd appreciate that. Sweet, cool, awesome. All right, we're going to the syllabus tab. And then we'll read through this whole thing together. Oh, shoot. I forgot to start. I think I forgot to start recording. So before we get there, oh, never mind, we're recording. Okay. Math 30, section 7, calculus 1 is 4 units. It's spring 2022. I taught this topic in spring 2021, and I'll share that with you today, those videos with you. Cassandra Walker, there's my email, cw2343@csus.edu. If you're trying to add the class, you might need this class number, 34531. We're going to meet Monday, Wednesday, Friday, usually in person in Brighton 209. So it's on the second floor. We're going to have a chalkboard. I have fun colored chalk, so I'm excited to use the classroom. On Tuesdays, we're going to meet on Zoom. And that's going to be for the whole semester. Every Tuesday will be an online lecture. I'll record the lecture. I'll put it in the modules on Canvas. Just a note about those Tuesday recordings. I put them on YouTube and it takes a while to load. So then I usually put them on Canvas the next day. So you might not see the class meeting right away, but it should be there by the next day. And we're going to meet on Zoom for the first 2 weeks of instruction. There's that Zoom link and meeting ID. I'm going to do part of my office hour online and part of it in person. So Tuesdays after this class, I'm going to stay on Zoom, but switch to the office hour meeting. We can stay in the class meeting, but the office hour meeting has is set up for one-on-one chats, so that way we can talk privately if we need to. I will also be on campus Wednesdays and Fridays in Shasta 157 from noon to 12:30. Depending on how we're doing, I can stay a little later, but I'd like to head out at 12:30 and make my way home. So if we run out of time, we can just set up an appointment and meet again at another time. The prerequisites: you need to have a score of 76 or higher on the ALEX PPL, or a passing score in Math 29 or Math 29B. I may be able to check on your scores to make sure that you meet the prerequisites, but instead I plan to post a welcome back quiz that won't be graded. It's just a way for me to check if you're ready for the class or to see what kind of questions you might have and things we need to go over before just jumping into calculus. So anyway, hopefully you've met this prerequisite, but I will also kind of ask you to do a non-graded quiz that helps me see how ready you are for Calc 1. Okay, then the description of the class. The detailed description would be functions and their graphs for learning about limits and derivatives, hyperbolic functions, other kinds of functions. And I think at the end, we're going to start integration, like integrals. And then when you go on to Calc 2, that's what you're studying, integration and integrals, or integration. Okay.
I wonder if you can you like give us like a basic on how like calculus works, or like?
I definitely am. And actually, we'll do that right now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this kind of like big picture of what calculus is like what the journey looks like. And then when I went into upper division math, I did the same journey, just more detail. And I got into the math program, the same journey again, just started to actually prove the things that I was using. So it's kind of like you just repeat it over and over, and it's just harder each time when you look at it like this. So the goal for Calc 1 is to work in the real numbers, where you've got a graph of a function, you input x values, you output y values, and you have a function like maybe a straight line or a parabola. We're just going to draw something like this. And we usually call the function f. So that curve is named f. And for the semester, we're going to find tangent lines to these functions, or they're called derivatives. So we'll find the derivative of a function, just list the slope of the tangent line at a certain point on the function. And then we practice on all sorts of different fun functions, finding derivatives. And then I set you up to learn a little bit about integration, and then in Calc 2 is integration. Or it's also like called finding.
If you can you like put your mic closer because sometimes you're kind of far, so
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah, it sounds like it sort of sounds like you're far away from the mic.
Okay, I'll stay close to the computer, but I might need to check my audio later.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah.
Okay, so in Calc 2, we're still in the real numbers. You have a function, and we're going to find area under the curve to the x-axis.
Wait, under the curve. Wait, like which one? The first curve?
But we're going to draw one.
Okay.
(2D). Okay, so I'm going to keep it like a same kind of squiggle, just not like the exact same function, but just like some curve. We could call it F. It doesn't need to be F. It could be G or H or alpha or something, just as long as you give a name to your function. And for that class, you're going to have an interval from which you go from the x-axis to the curve, and you find the area under the curve to that axis. So maybe like from here to here, and get this area. And that's still 2D. And then when you take Calc 3, or if you take Calc 3, you start off by doing derivatives, and then you also do integrals, but the whole time you're working in 3D. So you have x values, y values, and z values.
So the area under the curve. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see what you mean by there. Yeah. So the area under the curve, like how you find an area in geometry in the box, right?
Yeah. You'll get there, but you're just going to fill this in with little squares. And then take
wow.
Yeah. Then send the width of the square, you just make them smaller and smaller until all the squares fill in that.
I feel like the way you do is like, wait, area is length times width. Okay.
You can also do things like that. It depends on the function.
Yeah, but I feel like what you do here, I think you like take one of the three straight line sides, and then like times it with the curve, probably.
Well,
I'm guessing.
There's different ways. Like I don't want to get too into it because your next teacher will show you, but I'll give a quick example or so. So let's say your function starts here and it goes like up and then over and then down and it has a curve and then it stops. So what you could do is you could go here and like you said, use geometry stuff to find the area of this triangle. Then you can find like the area of that square.
And then find the area of that other triangle,
Yeah.
and then off that circle, use the radius stuff probably for that circle. Yeah. Okay.
It's like a half circle, so you do that and divide by 2, and then add all those pieces together, and then you've found that area under that curve to that x-axis. But it's not always that easy, and I'm going to leave it to your next teacher to show you other ways to find integrals or do integration. Okay, let's go back to what Calc 3 looks like. So you have your XY plane is flat. You kind of tilt it like you set it down on a table. And then coming like, if it's on a table, coming straight up to the ceiling, straight through, is your third axis of Z values. Okay, so I made the dotted lines the parts of the x-axis that are negative, and this would be towards positive. This would be positive y values and negative y values, and your negative z values and the positive z values, and that right there would be the origin. This is all done in like 3D. So you get some function in here, call it f, and then you either find a derivative, like a line like this, touching the curve at one point, and you find the slope of that line, or you do an integral. You get a little piece of area from the function to the axis. I'm not even going to try to draw that. But
Oh, well, it already looks 3D. You literally just put a simple curvy line and it looks like it's 3D simply by adding in a Z line. Oh, yeah. Wow.
it'll be.
These drawings were pretty good.
Oh, thank you. Cool. I did take a couple art classes.
I think I also see this in animation too. I think there's like a Z rotation, Z axis, stuff like that. Yada yada.
Yeah, like 3D cartoons and stuff.
3D models. Yeah, I know.
Okay, I think we need to go back to the syllabus now. But that's like the big picture of like where you're going to end up. And once you're done with Calc 3, you kind of take another type of math class, or you take a more advanced version of this where you prove the results that we're going to use. So that would be called Math 130 A and B. In grad school, I took Math 230 A and B. Again, it's the same path. You just have to prove what you're doing instead of just do it, or like prove a result instead of just use a result. Okay, let's do this. Syllabus. All right, so we've talked about what the course is kind of like. Again, it's focusing on derivatives. A note about the general education requirement, we need to have a writing component. So that will be satisfied through written responses on quizzes and exams. Okay, so basically if you are asked to write a sentence, make it a full sentence, please, and try to be clear with your writing. The textbooks is optional. The only thing you need to buy in this class is access to WebAssign. I've forgotten how much that costs. I'm kind of guessing it costs maybe $65, but I haven't checked. But you want to get an online homework account, which you have to pay for access to. Usually there's a free trial, so use the free trial at first. That homework account comes with an ebook. And I am going to bring you back out of share screen. So when I took Math 30 at Sierra College, I used the same kind of book. It's Stewart, Early Transcendentals. I had the 6th edition. We're on the 10th edition, but they all look pretty much the same. They kind of just change the font and renumber the problems, but they're the same problems, the same ideas. Okay, so you don't have to buy this big old book if you don't want to. There's an ebook, or they've got these in the math lab or the library. WebAssign. So WebAssign is where you're going to do your online homework. I've linked it to Canvas, but you can also just Google WebAssign and then set up an account there. But I feel like if you set up your account through Canvas, it will take you right to our page and you won't have to search for our class. All right, so you can go to the module in Canvas. I'll show it to you later. The Stewart Calculus 9th edition WebAssign module. In there is a link for Math 30 Calc 1 Section 7. You click that link, you want to log in or create an account. To create an account, you need an email. It doesn't have to be your school email, just an email that you can use if you forget your password or something. It will then ask you to buy access, but it also has a part that says, oh, 7-day free trial. I thought it was 2 weeks, but usually there's a free trial. And I would use the free trial just in case you like drop the class, then you wouldn't have paid for the access.
So Cassie,
Yeah.
so all of our homework and like exam and tests are gonna be online, right?
Oh, only the homework, which is a good question. Only
Okay.
homework is online. I will post one online quiz, but it's not graded. It's just for me to know that you're ready for the class. And then when we meet in person, we'll do a physical paper quiz. And
Okay.
we'll do a physical like paper packet exam.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And kind of coming up on those details too. So, question. Open note, no, it is not an open note. You know what, you could do your quizzes open note, but not exams. However, you're only going to have a few moments to do the quiz, so you'll want to have organized notes. But for the test, there's you can't use notes or a calculator. I will probably always do a review for the test that helps you prepare for like what kind of questions you're going to see. I don't think I'll have time to actually type a review and make answers, but we'll definitely do one as like a class meeting, like as a lecture. Okay, the Zoom meetings, there's a link for those in the modules in Canvas. I'm going to record Zoom meetings. We're using WebAssign for online homework, and then we're doing everything else in the actual classroom. Okay.
So simply homework and quiz online and then the exams and the finals in like actual paperwork, right?
Yeah, but actually the quizzes are, homework is online, the quizzes are in paper.
Yes. Oh wait, okay.
Okay, there's only one, I guess I will call this not a quiz, there's an assessment. I'm going to give an online assessment, but it's not graded, it's just like a check-in. So you don't have to do it, but it would be a good idea. Also, if you ever get confused about something, I'm not like super picky. Like if you misunderstood the plan, we can just work it out and you can make up the assignment later. I won't take away points, except for this little note here about quizzes. So I plan to give you about one quiz a week. It might be, it's always going to be in person, so it'll be Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. And then it'll be at the beginning of class. It'll probably be just 2-3 questions at most. Each question's worth 1 point. You can use your notes on the quiz. You can talk to each other on the quiz, but you need to like put your own thoughts on that paper. And then if you miss a quiz, you can, I'll save extras and then you can grab one from me later, but you'll lose 1 point from that quiz score. So if your quiz was only worth 3 points and you turn it in late, then you got 2 points out of 3. Okay, online homework. So the homework is all on, what's it called? I think it's called Media Site. I'll show it to you in a moment. Oh, WebAssign. Yeah, the homework's all on WebAssign. I'm going to see if I haven't made a homework assignment for you yet, but if I can link it to Canvas, I will. Otherwise, you'll have to like go to your WebAssign account and then click on our class and then click on our homework. Quizzes. Oh, wait, I think I did that. Oops, I'm getting confused. Homework again. Oh yeah. So If I make a homework assignment, I'll give at least 1 week for you to work on it. If you miss a homework assignment, you can send an email to me and I can add an extension. You don't lose any points for late homework. So I want you to get as much practice as possible from that WebAssign account. Exams. We're doing 2 midterm exams and 1 final exam. Your final exam is cumulative, which means it will cover information from the whole semester. But again, I'll give a review and I'll help you prepare and know what topics are the most important to study. All right, exam 1 will be during week 5 on Monday, February 21st in class, which is Brighton. I think we're in Brighton 209. Yep. Exam 2 is during week 10 on Monday, April 4th, also in class, Brighton 209. Your final is Monday, May 16th, from 10:15 to 12:15 in the same classroom, Brighton Hall, 209. So the quizzes, which will all be done in class, will be 10% of your grade. Online homework, all through WebAssign, is 25% of your grade. So be careful there. Your homework scores will have a big effect on your grade. I often have students tell me at the end of this semester that they didn't know that the homework was worth that much, and they don't have time to do all the assignments before the final, and they get so. Just try to help your grade by doing the homework. Each exam is worth 20% and the final is worth 25%. I will try to keep your Canvas gradebook updated so you know what your score is in the class. And at the end of the semester, I use this grade scale to give you your letter grade. So you can just kind of peek at your Canvas grade and see where you might be in the class throughout the semester. The last page I'm going to leave to you to read on your own, but it's just information about things available at school. There's services to you for stuff outside of class. And if you have other questions about the campus, you can ask me. I've been at Sac State for a while and I might be able to help, or at least find the person who can help. Okay, I think now we're going to talk about homework. Also, your grades are here on the side. Click on grades and you'll see your score. We just did the syllabus. And for the first module, there's that link to WebAssign. And you want to click on it. See how this goes. Okay, so if you have an account, you would sign in. If not, you want to create an account. You'd be a student. You need an email. Again, it doesn't need to be your school email. And I think you just continue to add information about yourself and create a password until you're done. And then when you're close to done, it will ask you to pay. But if there's a part somewhere on your screen that says use free trial, I suggest doing that. All right, I think that's it for now. Once we have this first meeting, it will be here in week 1. So you'll find the Zoom recordings week by week.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So it asks us to buy the online book for like $100. Is that like really necessary?
What was the last part you said?
Is that really necessary to buy the 100?
No, I think I know what you mean. You don't want to buy just the online book. You want to buy a homework account. I might do a practice run of creating an account, but Let me take a look really quick. Mhm. Thanks for being patient. Well, I'm gonna just take a note and then I'll find out after class, but okay. So what I'm gonna write down is are you is it is the ebook, which costs $100, what you need, or is it a different cost and title? So I feel like it
But
shouldn't. Yeah.
the homework and the ebook are like you have to buy the two separately.
No. No, like that. Usually, what the idea is, you buy the homework, and then like the ebooks is just attached to that homework. So you don't want to buy just the ebook. You want to buy a homework account, and the ebook comes with that account. I think I remember there's three possibilities or three choices. There's like, I think it's called homework plus ebook, which this is the one you want. This is where we can do assignments. It just happens to have the book as a like linked to that account. There's an option of getting some other option of like practice. So it's not homework assignments that I've made. They're like pre-made quizzes and reviews and things like that. Just like side material and the ebook. Which you don't want. That's just it's separate from like what I'll be grading. I don't grade practice. I grade the assignments that I've made. And then there's an ebook, which is just a plain book. But I'll also check how much this costs because I don't know if they've upped the price or not. So I'm gonna just...
I believe you said the textbook was optional though. I guess the online you have to pay for it probably. Oh no.
Yeah. How about if you're concerned about paying for something, talk to me first or meet me in office hour. And we can make
Okay.
sure you don't spend money that you don't want to.
Yeah. Apparently I think there's like a temporary access button.
Okay, yeah, it definitely is.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm confused too.
Okay. I'm going to practice making an account as a pretend student. And also, if you want to meet me in office hour, we can go through it together. Please try to make a homework account this week. So that way, if there's issues, we can resolve them next week and you don't get behind on your assignments. And you don't have to buy the textbook.
So you have office hours right after this, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we could try to figure it out after class.
I don't mind staying after class to like go over it with you.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, so I know I haven't done any math yet, but still. need to go over a few more things about like what's available to you. So I taught this topic before. I'm going to deliver the same notes, just with extra added to it. So okay.
Oh, do you have like a direct YouTube link?
I'll try to make one. I put it as a little on my to-do list, but I'm also just going to show you what the playlist looks like.
Yeah, I'll subscribe to the channel.
Okay, cool. Cool. So if you want to go watch these videos, like if you want to just maybe like I made a mistake or you don't understand something and I said it differently in the past, you'll just want to go through them by date, and usually I put a little marker of like what section we're on, so you can just kind of keep going through the ideas. All right, so there's me. I got 46 videos from that last semester. So you want to click in here, Math 30. Oh, pause. And then you want to just find like the earliest date and start from there. Looks like 2/18, 2/17, somewhere back there. So yeah, this is the same stuff. Another time of year, another time of life. Okay. I think we can do some math now. Again, I want to start with review. If it looks intimidating, don't let it scare you away from the class. Side note, so when I was in high school, I took pre-calc. And then I tested into Math 30 at Sierra College. And on the first day, we did a review, and the teacher was talking about domain and range. And I got really nervous and I dropped the class because I didn't know what she was talking about. So I retook pre-calc, and then I took Math 30 with a different teacher, and she skipped the review. She started at chapter 2, and I had such a great time. That's when I decided to teach math. And I hope that this semester will be enjoyable for you as well. So this is notes from chapter 1, no homework from chapter 1. We're starting with sets of numbers that are popular in mathematics. As a side note, I haven't made any homework for you yet. I'll let you know about that as soon as I do. Okay, we start with the natural numbers. That's counting numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Numbers you can count on your fingers. The symbol for the set of natural numbers is a capital N with a double bar on the side. And then you have whole numbers. Whole numbers are the natural numbers, including 0. So the set of counting numbers, and also put 0 in that set. So it's a capital W with a double bar on the side. So like this guy.
I've been, yeah. Oh wait, my bad. I'm so sorry. Yeah, actually, I have a question about real numbers. Despite learning what real numbers was like for quite a while, I still don't understand the meaning of it. Like what makes the number real, what makes the number not real. So
Yeah.
if you can you explain it?
It's coming soon.
Okay, yes.
So actually, I'm gonna kind of come back here. When you start a set, you need a curly bracket to start the containment. This set starts, and then it includes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You keep going on. And then you close your set. And now we're on to a slightly bigger set where you've got the same values and 0. Natural numbers, now our whole numbers, and then there's integers, which are,
The positive numbers plus the negative numbers.
yes,
Okay. Okay, I'm still confused about the whole and natural numbers. What's the difference between whole and natural?
I think would also help as a picture. But this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on to infinity. And this one starts at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on to infinity. So this one has one more element in it than that one does.
Okay, I guess that makes sense. I guess.
Like, here's your natural numbers. 1, 2, 3. And it's a subset of the whole numbers. Which the whole numbers contains 0, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, I guess that makes sense. I guess the simple difference that whole just has a 0 in it. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Just
Okay.
put
Okay, I
0
guess
in
that
there.
makes sense. Uh-huh, I guess that makes sense, yeah.
Then we said the integers were the negative counting numbers, the positive counting numbers, and 0. Integers are a capital Z with a double bar. Okay, so your set starts, you've got like -4, -3, -2, -1. You've got 0, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the picture, that would just be an even bigger set than the whole numbers. It's got -1, -2, -3, and 0, 1, 2, 3, things like that. Then there's the rational numbers. These are numbers that you can write as a fraction. It's a capital Q with a double bar. set of all numbers that can be written as fractions. I'm going to redraw this picture because we're starting to get like too big for the board.
Oh,
So we've got the smallest, or the set that contains the least elements was the naturals. And then the same set, but you just put 0 in that set, was the whole numbers. Okay, whole numbers and their negatives was the integers, which was capital Z. And now we've reached I need to Google this for a second.
I have a quick question before I go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
If we have a number that has like some kind of like irrational number as a fraction, does that count as like a real number or not?
Yeah, rational numbers and irrational numbers are both called real numbers.
Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So let me see. I don't want to mess up the picture. So I'm gonna take a quick peek at Google.